What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video of this channel, and today, guys, we're going to be taking a look under the bonnet. Now there's quite a lot of stuff that we're going to be replacing in the engine bay, and if I'm being honest, guys, if the car starts up and runs by the end of the video, I'm going to be really surprised. So the reason why I'm actually going to be servicing the car is because there was one problem when I first got the car, which I haven't shown you yet, but I'm going to show you now, which is why I'm going to be doing all of this. But all of these things that I'm going to be replacing today, they're also preventative parts, so you know, you have to do them anyway. So hopefully by me doing all of these, the problem will go away as well. So yeah, guys, let me get out of the car and I'll show you what the problem is. So guys, when you first start up the car in the morning, for the first 5 seconds, the car is like not idling well, and also there's white/blue smoke at the back. So let me show you what actually happens. So as you saw, the car was like not idling well when I first started up, and it only does it in the morning. Like if I start up the car like in 2 hours, it's not going to do it anymore. And now after 5 seconds, the car is running fine and there's no issues with it. So guys, there's a few things that we're going to be replacing today, which I've read that will fix that problem, but I'm not 100% sure. So hopefully we're going to actually fix it. So let me get out of the car and show you all the parts that I've bought today and explain why we're going to replace them. Also, the car stops smoking after like 3-4 minutes once you start it up, and then it stops smoking at all. So I think that's just like oil that's burning out for the first few minutes. That's been sitting there, or I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, guys, let me actually show you what we have under the boot here. There's quite a lot of stuff, as you can see behind me. So let me explain one by one what we're doing today. So guys, one of the reasons why the car could be smoking is because of the glow plugs. So we're going to be replacing all 6 glow plugs, as well as the glow plug module, because this could fail as well, causing the car to be smoking like this. And it's also good to replace the glow plug module when you replace the glow plugs. We're going to be taking the intake manifold anyway, so we're going to replace both of them, and I believe you have to replace them every 100k miles, and mine is a 92, so you know it's due to be replaced. This is a coolant flange, which is a common problem on these to fail. It was really cheap, so I mean you don't really have to, but I'm going to be replacing it anyway. Now this is the crankcase breather, and it's also the updated Vortex one. The old ones usually have like a Luro filter, which is usually replaced every second service, but this one doesn't have that filter here, so this is the updated one. So we're also going to be replacing this bad boy. These are the gaskets for the crankcase breather. Now this is another main thing that we have to replace on this car. These are the swirl flap blanks. So let me explain, guys, why we have to do this. So basically the early models like mine have a swirl flaps which open at the higher revs and stay closed at lower revs, and these usually common to fail, like they break and the engine sucks them up and just destroys the engine basically. But BMW realized that and they don't put them in the newer cars anymore, so we're going to be blanking them off, which doesn't affect the engine at all, even improves the throttle response. And last but not least, guys, we're going to be doing an oil change, as well as air filter, cabin filter, and obviously the oil filter. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that we're going to be doing today. But now I'm letting the car warm up, and I'm going to go to Halfords quickly to buy a brake cleaner, just in case we might need it. And I also read that in order to remove the glow plugs, the engine needs to be warm. Like it's easier to remove them when the engine is warm. So that's why I'm just going to go to Halfords, and by the time I come back, the engine should be warm and we can start doing the servicing. So I got the brake cleaner from Halfords, guys. But just before we start dismantling the whole engine bay, guys, make sure to subscribe and leave a like to show me your support. Also, I'm not going to be doing like a tutorial on how to do all of these things. I'm just going to do it my way. But I want to give a massive shout out to George Oosters and BMW Doctor. I gathered all the information on how to do all of these parts through their channels. So if you guys want to see how to do them step by step, make sure to look at their channels, and they have videos on how to do every single part that I'm going to be doing today in more detail there. So yeah, guys, let's get back and actually start doing this thing. Alright, so the engine is nice and warm now, and the first thing that we're going to do is take these plastic bits. This is the cabin filter, and these other plastic bits, as well as the engine cover, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to be doing next. Alright, so we have the engine exposed. That took a lot more work than I expected. I didn't think that we would have to take out the wipers and stuff. But anyway, so what we have to do now is we need to take off this intercooler piping because the intake manifold actually comes with the EGR. We have to take off the dipstick because it is connected to it. The map sensor, there's another connector at the back, and I think that's about everything that's holding the intake manifold. And then obviously we have to take all of these bolts, and there's a few in between here, and that should be everything about taking off the intake manifold. So I'll do everything and then I'll show you how I'm actually taking it off. Okay, it's freed up from everywhere. It should come off now. Unless there's more connectors holding it, because there's a vacuum line here that needs to be undone. Okay, this vacuum line is off. Anything else? Oh my god. So guys, as you saw, we took off the intake manifold, but what I can see is actually there's no swirl flaps here, which I'm really surprised about. There should be like a rail and the flaps are inside here and they open and close, but for some reason my car doesn't even come with it, which I'm actually happy about. But I bought them for no reason. But I think it's because my car is a 58 plate and the facelift version is from 2009, so I think the later models might not have them, which as you guys can see I don't have them, so I'm actually happy about that. I will probably just replace these gaskets because I already have them anyway, so all of these here I'm gonna replace. Anyway guys, let's actually start doing the glow plugs, which are these are the glow plug connectors, and the actual glow plug is right there. So yeah, I'm gonna start undoing these, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not gonna snap them, because if I do, then it's a big problem. So I've untightened all of them, and they were actually pretty easy to do. I thought it was going to be way harder than that, but they were pretty easy to take out. So I did remove the first one, and as you guys can see, there's so much carbon on it, and obviously this is the new one. So definitely this could be the issue of why the car was smoking on a cold start. So yeah, I'll start undoing the rest, replace them with the new ones, and then we'll replace the glow plug module, which should be behind here. This is the coolant flange, and then we'll move to the rest of the stuff. So guys, I've put all the glow plugs back in with the connectors on, and also gave it a little clean on these as well. So what we're gonna do is take the coolant flange, and then underneath is the glow plug module. So yeah, we're gonna tackle these two, and then we'll move to the crankcase breather. Okay, I didn't think that would happen. Okay, I think that was a bit of coolant. Okay. Okay, that's off. Okay, finally. So here's the old one, guys, and here's the new one. I mean, they look pretty much the same, but yeah, I mean, this one looks fine, seems to be working fine, but I already got new ones, so I'll just replace it anyway. But before I do that, let's do the glow plug module. Okay, the module is literally this one here. Let me just unplug these hoses from here so we can get better access. Okay, it's free, but there's a few things attached to it at the bottom. So let me see how I can undo them. So this is the old one, which is Baru, which is the original company or brand that BMW uses. However, I got the Hitachi one because I couldn't find the Baru, but it's made in Germany as well, so I think we should be fine with this one as well. Okay, I don't know why they made these connectors so short, but okay, let's do this one first. Okay, now that's on, and the big connector. Okay, this is on as well, and let's put it back together. Alright, this clip is on as well. So the coolant flange is done, the glow plug module is done. So what's left to do is actually change these seals on the intake manifold with the new ones, and then we'll put the intake manifold back on. So guys, we have one seal left, which is usually for the EGR valve, but we're not going to be taking off the EGR valve and replacing the seal because soon we're going to be removing the whole EGR system completely. So yeah, I'm not going to bother doing this now. But yeah, these are the swirl flap blanks. That's what they look like. But as I said earlier, we don't have any swirl flaps, so we're not going to be using these. So yeah, let's put the intake manifold back on the car. Okay, the intake manifold is on. We just need to tighten these bolts, put all the connectors, the dipstick, the EGR valve, and that's it. So guys, everything is put back together. The EGR valve is all connected, this vacuum line as well, the dipstick, the map sensor, the connector at the back, all the bolts are tightened, and I think that's it. So what we need to do is replace this crankcase breather, which is located here, which is also the air filter. So we're gonna do both the air filter and the crankcase breather. So yeah, let's start removing these bolts because we don't have much time. The sun is setting down, so yeah, let's get this done quickly.
Oh, I got lost on a winding
So guys, here's the old one and here's the new one. They're pretty much identical. So this one does have the new one, the revised one. I'm not sure if the car comes with the updated one or somebody has replaced it before. But yeah, this one seems in really good condition as well. So, but I already have one, so I'll just replace it anyway. But so far today, all of the things that we've changed were pretty much working as they should. Only the glow plugs were the ones that really needed to be changed. So let's put the new crankcase breather, and then we'll put the new air filter here. And I think we'll call it a day for today. They also gave us new seals, so we're gonna replace the seals as well. But these look pretty much brand new, so I'm not sure if they've been replaced or not, but here's what it is. So guys, here's the old one and we're gonna put the new one in. Definitely needed the new air filter. I just cleaned this as well, so it's nice and clean. Now we're just gonna slide it in, make sure this goes in here like that. There you go. Now we're gonna put the cover back on, and I think we'll call it a day because we don't have any daylight. So tomorrow all we have to do is just do the oil filter, drain the oil, put new oil in, and what else? Oh, and we also need to do the new pollen filter and obviously put everything back together. So guys, let's put the air filter cover back on in 3, 2, 1. And just like that guys, the air filter cover is back on. So guys, what's left to do is actually just put these on, change the pollen filter, put the engine cover back on, and then we'll move on to actually draining the oil and changing the oil filter as well. So yeah, let's put everything back together.
You said I'd fly away, but my walls have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to...
So guys, as you can see behind me, I've put everything back together, and now all that's left to do is literally start up the car, and hopefully it runs fine and there won't be no white smoke as the beginning of the video. The car hasn't been started up since yesterday when we started, so it's gonna be pretty much cold start. So let me go inside and start up the car and see what happens. All right guys, the moment of truth. It's in neutral. Okay. Okay, the car is actually idling fine. So even at the beginning, when I first start up the car, it's idling fine with no problems. So guys, we're gonna jack up the car so I can go underneath it and do the drain plug and then drain the oil, and then we'll go and replace the filter on the top as well.
Show me proof that there is something more.
So guys, as you saw, the oil is draining, and I've also lowered the car so it's even and all of the oil is drained. So what we're going to do now is actually change the oil filter, which is this one. I bought this socket, I don't know which one, 32mm, if you guys want to change this. So yeah, I'm going to untighten the oil filter and change it with the new one. They also gave us a new seal and a new washer for the bolt. So I'm not going to be using the old one, I'm going to be using this new one they gave me. And yeah, that's how easy it is actually guys to change your oil. It's not that hard. Okay, the oil filter actually doesn't look that bad. Remove the seal now. I'm just gonna put the new one in. Okay. Now we're just gonna put the filter back in, tighten it, and in about 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna put the drain plug back on and fill in some new fresh oil. Also, make sure you don't tighten it too much, otherwise the next oil change will be hard to get out. So yeah, just a little bit. Gonna spray a little bit of brake cleaner. In case I spilled oil somewhere, like down here. So for this engine, it's recommended to use 5W30, and it's specifically for the M57 engine. So yeah, I chose the Shell Helix, which is well known for these engines. So yeah, we're gonna put, I think, 7.5 liters of oil. I'm gonna put this whole tube because it's 5 liters, and then we're gonna use a little bit of the other one. And then I'm just gonna check the dipstick every now and then to see when the oil level is between the minimum and the maximum. Then I'll leave it at that. So yeah, let's put some fresh oil in this engine. Okay, the oil is actually at the max, which I didn't want it to be, but I will leave it at this. Probably the car will burn a little bit anyways. So yeah, that's about the oil change, and I think we are done for today as well. So guys, I'm just gonna start up the car quickly and see if it runs well. Okay, it runs well. If you're wondering what that squeaky noise is at the beginning, this is the starter, but I've been to a mechanic and he told me that I can drive it for now, but if it starts making more noise, then I need to change the starter. But yeah, the car seems to be running fine. Okay, it's running nice and smooth. So I think we have a successful day. So guys, unfortunately this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm also really happy that the car is running fine and there was no issues with it after everything I did to it. So yeah guys, if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing next to the car, but I'm sure it'll be really interesting. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.